Park City, Utah, a land of skiing, window shopping, and this one aerial shot I found in stock footage. Looks pretty nice from up here, huh? I can't really tell. But every January, Park City draws another crowd to its hills, one of creators and storytellers of all sorts as the home of the Sundance Film Festival, the annual hotspot for independent filmmakers vying to have their unique visions shared with the world. And because I can't afford tickets, I'll be here at home discussing my top 5 movies to look for coming out of Sundance 2018. Let's get to it. What is going on, everybody? Santiago here with Cinema Santi, and today we're talking Sundance. It's the biggest independent film festival in the US, with a long history of promoting new voices and storytellers throughout the film industry. And somehow, every year, filmmakers manage to raise the bar and come up with new and exciting ways to share their creative work. Programming for the festival includes shorts, narrative films, documentary films, foreign films, and this year, episodes for series shows. This content is typically making its world premiere when it premieres at the festival, giving the chance for distributors and critics to get a glimpse of what's ahead in the following year. Notable movies that have come out of Sundance in the past include Reservoir Dogs, The Blair Witch Project, and Clerks, among many, many hundreds more. Now, not every film that premieres at Sundance will be picked up for wider distribution, but here are 5 films that I hope really do. First movie up is a film called I Think We're Alone Now. The apocalypse proves a blessing in disguise for one lucky recluse until a second survivor arrives. Now, how would that sound? Hey man, I don't know how to tell you this, but like, everyone you know is dead. What? I don't believe it. You mean... Yeah, I know. It's pretty sad that I get to spend more time with my books? Or that... Well then who are you? I'm the other only person left alive. Damn it. So companionship is the threat now? Maybe I'd take the company. I'm excited about this one because the director and the cinematographer for the movie is Reed Morano, who worked as the director and producer for the first 3 episodes of that very popular Hulu series, The Handmaid's Tale. So essentially, she helped set the tone and style that the series is still continuing with. What that means is look out for an impressive looking film with some blurry backgrounds highlighting that feeling of isolation. Oh, and I should mention that the only 2 cast members are Peter Dinklage and Elle Fanning, who's coming off of performances in The Neon Demon and Beguiled. So be on the lookout for this one. It should be pretty tense. The next movie up is called Hal. Hal Ashby's obsessive genius led to an unprecedented string of Oscar-winning classics, including Harold and Maude, Shampoo, and Being There. But his contemporaries Coppola, Scorsese, and Spielberg rose to blockbuster stardom in the 1980s. Ashby's uncompromising nature played out as a cautionary tale of art versus commerce. So this is the sole documentary on my list, but there are so many more to check out. Harold and Maude remains a classic to this day, and one I found particularly noteworthy when I was just starting to get into film. And also, I've been told that I used to look like Harold, so there's a bit of a connection there. But this documentary should get anybody who's interested in the movie business excited. It aims to offer a behind-the-scenes look at director-studio relationships and what happens to directors when they don't conform to studio standards of the time. It doesn't sound like Hal's tale is a happy one, but I fully believe that it's a story that needs to be told. Next up on the list, we have The Miseducation of Cameron Post. A young girl is forced into a gay conversion therapy center after being caught with the prom queen. This movie is classified as a drama, and I can definitely see why. It's adapted from a novel of the same name written by Emily M. Danforth, which itself was inspired by the real-life experiences of a Tennessee teen. This movie is set to be an emotional coming-of-age story, all while touching on some very relevant issues. Chloe Grace Moritz stars as Cameron, the title character. And so far, I've only seen her in Neighbors 2 and If I Stay. So from my experience, I know that she can handle the serious moments well, while injecting some levity into other moments where needed. Other cast members include Jennifer L., who's had roles in both The King's Speech and Zero Dark 30, films that got a lot of awards attention in the years they were released, and John Gallagher Jr. of 10 Cloverfield Lane, and also on Broadway in shows like Spring Awakening and American Idiot. All of these elements come together to make a movie that is worth getting excited about. The next movie up on the list is called Wildlife. Montana, 1960, a portrait of a family in crisis. So a little mysterious there. Paul Dano is one of my favorite actors working today, and this film marks his directorial debut. In fact, husband and wife team Paul Dano and Zoe Kazan even teamed up to write the script on this one. The cast includes Carey Mulligan, who played Daisy Buchanan in the recent Great Gatsby movie, and even more recently gave a very impressive performance in Mudbound. Have I mentioned that you should stream Mudbound? And Jake Gyllenhaal, who I've been a fan of since the Donnie Darko days. Say that 5 times fast. Donnie Darko days, 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 Donnie Darko days. Ha! Moving on. And finally, the movie that I am most excited for coming out of Sundance 2018 is called Sorry to Bother You. In an alternate, present-day version of Oakland, Black telemarketer Cassius Green discovers a magical key to professional success, which propels him into a macabre universe. This is the first feature for writer-director Boots Riley, who up until this point has been a composer for many feature films. And this movie sounds awesome. Lakeith Stanfield plays Cassius, who we've seen most recently in Get Out as a pretty effective promoter of the movie's title. But he's also had roles in both Selma and Dope. The cinematographer on this one is Doug Emmett, who worked most recently on Edge of 17. So expect this movie to portray even the most mundane settings in interesting and engaging ways. And speaking of Dope, the other thing getting me excited for this movie is that Forrest Whitaker is attached to this project as a producer. Having previously produced Dope, which was involved in one of the biggest bidding wars for distribution at Sundance 2015, I have high hopes that Sorry to Bother You will get the chance to expand its gritty, hard-hitting story to wider audiences in 2018. And there you have it. So if you are in fact heading off to the Sundance Film Festival from January 18th to January 28th, first of all, take me with you. But on a more serious note, I hope that everyone gets a chance to check out these movies in 2018. Because thanks to Sundance and other film festivals just like it, these stories now have a chance to spread farther than we would ever expect. And you just might see one land in your local theater this year. Thank you to everybody for watching. If you are into hearing more about movies and filmmaking, or you just enjoy hanging out, please consider subscribing. You can also follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd at CinemaSanti for more film news and movie reviews. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. How about we take to the skies for this outro?